First of all, I'd like to say a good evening to all of my many friends, also to my many enemies. Once again, this is another episode of Roosevelt Sounds Off. Tonight I want to deal with a situation that took place in Dallas, Texas, I believe yesterday or Thursday, concerning a police officer who had just come in from her shift. Like I said, this took place in Dallas, Texas. And she was a Dallas officer. She just gotten off work. And I guess that she was drunk or high or something. But she went home to her apartment complex, and she thought the apartment complex that she was going into was actually hers. Come to find out, I guess she was just so drunk or so zooted. I don't know what the heck. To where she thinks this apartment or unit is hers. But in reality, the unit belongs to a neighbor of hers. And she ends up shooting this neighbor to death with her service weapon because she's so drunk and so out of it that she actually believes this apartment was hers, but she was so drunk that she stumbled into the wrong apartment. To me, this is so stupid and this is so crazy. But yet everybody wonders how come I'm always against drinking and all of that kind of stuff. If drunkenness is going to lead you to do something stupid, just like this officer did, then, hello, something should tell you, you shouldn't be drinking. Now, a young man who's 26 years old, who had his whole life in front of him, has lost his life all because of the stupidity of a freaking drunk cop. And right now, as of now, I'm going to stay on this story because right now they have not released her name because she has not even been arrested as of yet. But a warrant was issued for her arrest by the chief of police. But I feel that, I think they're just taking their time, possibly trying to cover this whole thing up. And because if it were me or you who went out there and got drunk and did something stupid, not only would they put a warrant out for our arrest, they would be there to arrest us. But it seems like whenever police officers do stuff, it's almost like they, handle them more with kid gloves and they let them do whatever it is that they want to do. So right now I got 3 clips for you. It's a man who's talking about the situation. And then I'm also going to play the copy of the news conference that came from the Dallas Chief of Police. And then I'm going to play you a Facebook Live video where a young lady came on the scene of the shooting, I believe, like today. And, videotape like certain things on the scene. And I just believe that this is just like a total travesty that somebody had to lose their life all over somebody who wanted to go and get drunk and make the mistake of walking into the wrong apartment and shooting the person in his own apartment, and he actually lived there. This is just so wrong on so many different levels because it's already bad enough that you are not safe on the street. So what is it now? That you can't even be safe in your own apartment? Lord have mercy. God forbid. Because it's one place, no, I always say 2 places that you should be able to go and be safe. And that is your home and the church. You should not have to worry about dying in your own home, all because of the stupidity of a cop who decided to get drunk and get her apartment or her unit mixed up with yours. So right now I'm going to play those clips. And so if anybody liked this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And tell everybody about Roosevelt Sounds Off and rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see everybody in the next video. Until next time, peace and blessings to all. Stay tuned for the clips. Peace.
Last night, just before 10 p.m., a Dallas officer called police dispatch saying that she had just been involved in a shooting at these apartment complex in the 1200 block of South Lamar. Now, preliminary information suggests that the officer is in full uniform and just finished working a full shift. And then she reported to responding officers that when she came home, she entered into the victim's apartment believing it was her own apartment. And at some point, she pulled her weapon and shot the victim. The responding officers administered aid to the 26-year-old male victim until the paramedics arrived, at which time he was transported to an area hospital where he was pronounced deceased. And this remains a joint investigation with the Dallas Police Department and District Attorneys.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your attendance. I want to first start by offering my condolences to the Botham, Shem, Jean family. We want to be, and we will be, as transparent in this investigation as we can be. And that is why we have called this news conference today. I want to give you the details that we have and what we know so far, and to clear up any inconsistencies that have already been reported. Last night, a female Dallas police officer returned to what she believed to be her apartment after her shift had ended. She was still in uniform when she encountered Mr. Jean in the apartment. It's not clear what interaction was between them, her and the victim, but at some point she fired her weapon, striking the victim. She called 911. Officers responded in about 4 minutes. Dallas Fire Rescue also responded and took Mr. Jean to the hospital, where he later died. At the very early stages of this investigation, initial indications were that we were dealing with an officer-involved shooting. However, as we continued the investigation, it became clear that we were dealing with what it appears to be much of a very unique situation. Therefore, we have ceased handling it under our normal officer-involved shooting protocol. A blood sample was drawn to test the officer's level for drugs or alcohol, and at my request, we are in the process of obtaining a warrant based on the circumstances that we have right now. We have also invited the Texas Rangers to conduct an independent investigation. They have just arrived a moment ago, and they are currently being briefed. I've spoken with the Jean family, his sister Elisa specifically. My condolences have been given to them, and we have reassured them that we are working diligently and that we have invited an outside agency to investigate this. Right now, there are more questions than we have answers. We understand the concerns of this community, and that is why we are working as vigorously and as meticulously as we can to ensure the integrity of this case and that the integrity of the department is upheld. In doing so, we hope to bring understanding and clarity to the family. We ask that you, this community, and the media work alongside of us in this process. I'll take any questions.
Chief, what is the warrant for that you're in the process of trying to get?
Based on what we know right now, that warrant is for manslaughter.
Where is the officer now?
I am not certain where the officer is at this particular point in time.
Have your investigators talked to the officer?
Questioned the officer, not at this time, but they have spoken to her.
As part of the investigation, or just preliminary when they showed up on the scene?
Preliminarily when they showed up on the scene.
So at this juncture, Chief, you're telling me that you're seeking a warrant, but you don't know the status of that individual, that officer? She's not in your custody right now? She's not in the custody of the Sheriff's Department at this point?
I'm telling you, based on the circumstances that we had initially, the initial call that led us to the scene, we thought we were investigating an officer-involved shooting, and we handled it accordingly. When we realized that the circumstances led us to another direction, that is why we are now investigating this incident separately, and that is why we have the Texas Rangers to assist us in that process.
Is it not an officer-involved shooting because she was off duty? She was still in uniform.
That is correct.
Can you tell us what the officer was doing prior to that? Because you put out a press release earlier saying she was tired, or she worked a long shift. Can you give us some understanding of what she was doing?
Anything that I give you right now would be me speculating, and I won't speculate as to the officer's, whether her fatigue level, what she did, because I do not have that
So is
information.
the press release wrong, or that she was hired?
I can tell you what I know right now. I don't have that information.
What is the officer's name?
Whether or not the Texas Rangers are conducting a criminal investigation?
I can only answer one of you at a time. Mr. Rabb, your question was,
What
what is
is
the officer's name?
Yes, ma'am.
We will release the officer's name once she has been officially charged, like we would do any other resident of this community.
Can you please specify that the Texas Rangers are conducting a criminal investigation, and if the Dallas Police Department is conducting an internal investigation as well?
Right now, we have the Texas Rangers. They are doing an independent investigation into this incident.
So does that mean that the Dallas Police Department is also continuing within the criminal investigation side of things?
That is not a true statement. I have the utmost respect for the Dallas Police Department. We have the hardest working and some of the best detectives in this country. And we respect our SIU, but right now, in order for us to be truly transparent to this community based on the circumstances, we have invited the Texas Rangers to conduct this investigation.
When did her shift end?
At this point, I'm not certain what time her shift actually ended.
One more question.
Can you please provide whether or not the race of the officer and whether or not she was a patrol officer?
She was a patrol officer, and she is a Caucasian female.
All right, did the officer know the victim?
I don't have that information.
Can you put the difference information at this time? We'll update you as more information becomes available.
Wow.
That was nice. You've been here for, waiting for an hour, y'all at 3 minutes?
Wow.
That's crazy. We're talking.
Okay, so I'm here at the officer-involved shooting. I'm just trying to wait until everybody gets here. I guess some people come on. As I was walking onto the scene here, I saw little blood droplets. And you'll be able to see them as well. Do you see the little blood droplets on the ground? These are from the officer-involved shooting in Dallas last night at 9:59 p.m. I'm sorry, but I'm seeing blood droplets that are leading down the walkway. We have a car passing by. Hold on. So I have blood here. It may be the victim's blood from the scene. Do you see these spots? And up here, you're going to see one huge, the droplings are just leading up to, here, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. So they're leading up to this one big splotch of blood. Here, this is the officer-involved shooting of the 26-year-old Lucian man, African-American man, last night at 9:59. I'm here at the south side of Lamar, the leasing office. There's the leasing office there. And we have news, the news crew is here around the corner. They just finished broadcasting. See here, they're still going live, but we have blood here. We have blood, the victim's blood here on the ground. This is the entryway. This is the main street, South Lamar. This is the main street, South Lamar. We have the news crew here. This young man, 26 years old, was in his own apartment, and the police, a drunken police officer came in, forced her key into his lock, saw him in the apartment, said she thought the apartment was hers, and murdered him. This is the blood that we're seeing on the ground from the victim, Broham Shem. Rotham Shem, I believe that was his name, Aleutian, 26-year-old educated man. This is the blood here on the scene. When I heard about this, I had to get down here, and I'm really trying to. I want to see that door because I believe that she kicked that door in once her key did not fit. So you'll see the little blood drippings leading on up to this big splotch of blood here on the scene. You'll see that in the news crew again here. They've just finished showing, talking about the heinous murder, the crime. Where can you be safe if you can't be safe in your own apartment, right? Like, so this is a just to let you know, the South Side of Lamar is it's not an upscale area, but it is an area where the young, affluent people of the inner city thrive. And this guy was again university educated. Even if he wasn't, no one has the right to break into your home, to break into. That was breaking and entering. From what I understand, there is a state trooper that gave a statement, and again, we're looking at splotches of blood. We don't have her name yet, Stephen Benavides. The DPD has not released her name, so we're waiting on that information. But right now, you see these splotches of blood on the concrete. You'll see they lead all the way around to the mailbox. The mailbox is around the corner here. You'll see the mailboxes around the corner, but these blood drippings and droppings, if you watch from the beginning of this live video feed, they start around the corner of this mailbox. So I'm thinking they start here. You see that? Is everybody watching this with me? Okay, so they start here, and we have a big smear here. There's a big blood smear here. So it looks like coming from out of this door. This is stair 1, level 1, area of refuge. That's what it says, area of refuge. I'm not sure what that means. I know what refuge means, but I'm not sure what this particular room is intended or meant for. So we do have these blood splotches that lead all the way from the smear, all the way to the, which is probably where the ambulance came and picked him up, right here at the entrance. Right here at the entrance. So we are waiting on the officer's name. We received intel from some sources at the DPD that says that she was not on duty. As the news reported that she was on duty and she came home and she was just so tired that she didn't know what she was doing. Our sources say that she was not on duty. She was not on shift. She, in fact, was coming home from the club, or from a bar, I'm sorry, was actually returning from a bar, and that she was pissy drunk, which means that she shouldn't have been driving in the first place. She shouldn't have been out in the first place. That's a crime to be, publicly intoxicated. And so I want to get into this apartment, get on the outside of this apartment, because I want to see if, I'm wondering how her key fit the lock. That's what's troubling to me. Did she kick that door down? That's what I want to know. Did she kick the door down? How did she gain entrance to this apartment? And again, for those that are just joining us, we had there was an incident last night, a murder last night of an innocent black man who was in his apartment at the Southside Flats. At least this is at 1210 South Lamar. So look, we have the crime scene, bus is leaving. So it looks like I may have to wait a couple of hours to even go up there to the apartment and get a view of the door. So he doesn't want to be on Facebook Live. He's like honking his horn or whatever. So the crime scene van is leaving. So this man was in his apartment minding his own business. We don't know if he was sleeping or what, but we do know that it was 9:59 p.m. when she entered his apartment and she murdered him. She says that she thought it was her own apartment. Again, our sources from the DPD, internal sources, a state trooper that gave his testimony or his statement is stating that she was not on duty, and she was not, and that she was drunk. She was in fact drunk, and so that would explain the entrance to the the apartment is that obviously she was drunk. So I'm going to show you here this splotch of blood here on the concrete that I'm seeing. Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense, does it? Like how? And I went around to the area of refuge, and it looks like they kept him in there and then brought him out or whatever. But it doesn't make sense that she was.
Because the blood started at the top of the fourth stairwell here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a little bit up there.
It started at the. Okay, so we have someone who was actually. You live here?
Yeah.
She lives here. What's your name?
Kayla.
Kayla. So Kayla, tell us what you know.
I just came home late last night and saw the cops all right here, but I don't know, the story doesn't add up to me just from what I saw.
What did you see?
Why would the cops be right here if he was shot in his apartment? I think, you know?
Right. So.
Yeah, I don't know. There's blood spatter in this stairwell right here.
In the stairwell. So it sounds like they brought him down through the stairwell instead of bringing him straight out. They brought him down through the area of refuge, which is the door that I just showed you guys, the area of refuge, and then they brought him around here. Did you know him?
No.
You didn't know him or anything? Yeah, he was from St. Lucia, and he was, just here working for Price Cooper Waterhouse or something. Yeah, so nice gig. And they said that she just entered the apartment. So they said that she lives here. Did you know her? You didn't know her either.
I don't know. I don't even know what she looked like. I don't know any cops, so I don't know her, but I don't
Right,
know what she
right.
looked like or anything.
Right. Okay. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And so I'm out here. I heard about it, and I'm out here just trying to get some information on what exactly happened, because we have a statement from someone at the DPD saying that she was not on duty, that she came home and she was just drunk, and she didn't know which apartment.
It is easy to walk in the wrong apartment here, though. I can't say that, but you would instantly know, like,
It's not my. Yeah, it's not my. Yeah, it's not my personal belongings. I didn't buy this stuff.
It's the same. It's, in the hallway.
Right. Right. Well, again, thank you for your statement. I was just wondering, from the area of refuge, why he was brought out down here and why he wasn't brought straight out.
I'm doing my own little. I live here, and I'm like.
Yeah, trying to figure out. Yeah.
I want to know the real story.
Yes. Yes, because it does make you feel uncomfortable. It's like, okay, so am I safe? My question is, how did her key, because the news report said her key was in the lock. How did her key fit the lock?
They're all the same. It's electronic keys.
Oh, an electronic key. Let me take a look at that.
So it won't turn on someone else's door.
Oh, okay.
So you can stick it in, but it just won't unlock anything.
Okay, so you can actually stick that key in, but it won't unlock anything. So then, how else do you gain entrance if you stick the key in and it doesn't unlock anything?
His door would have to be unlocked. Like he was just sitting there.
His door was unlocked and he was sitting there chilling. Are the doors made to be easily kicked in? Could she have kicked the door in?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? So his door was probably unlocked. He was just chilling in his apartment. Yeah. Okay area, not a bad area, so he didn't think to secure his door.
You have to have this to get in just the outside doors. Like you can't just walk.
Oh, okay. So nobody could even just get in there and walk around. Okay. So do you mind taking me upstairs so that I can see what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Kayla is going to be nice enough to walk us.
Who are you with?
No, so I'm just an activist.
Okay.
I'm actually with a couple of different organizations that, we've taken an interest in this particular. Yeah. So, and again, I'm going to show the splotches on the ground. Okay. Show us again, Kayla, how you got in that door.
You just buzz it with this.
Okay, so she just buzzed it. Okay. All right. Okay, so I see the blood as well. Okay, so we're going up the stair. Wow. Okay.
So you have to have been walking. Like, you can't carry somebody this far.
So he was walking.
I mean, you would have to, right? Like,
yeah.
You can't.
He was walking. Because these drops are like, they're tiny and then they get big and then they're tiny again. So it looks like, okay.
I want to know what apartment this thing, what apartment he lived in.
And this is the stair level 2. So,
you see a big splatter all the way to the top.
Okay. No, it doesn't.
I don't know my neighbors. I need to get to know my neighbors.
Definitely. Definitely.
And then it's like no blood right here.
So yeah, it's one. It's a spot right here.
Yeah. So it's just like dripping out.
Right. So please don't tell me they had this man walk
all the way down. I don't know.
all the way down.
That's a long way to walk, right?
Stair 1, level 4.
And then there's like little spots.
More swatches.
And honestly, when I saw this, I was thinking it was a dog getting eat.
Right?
I was
Right,
like,
because the swatches are so small. So we are on, what floor is this, Kayla? This is the 4th floor of the south side of Lamar. And we still have splotches of blood on the ground.
And honestly, it goes all the way around to the other side.
So was he walking?
So when I came home last night, I noticed it on this other side. And I was like, that's a dog. That's not.
Right.
That's not him.
Facebook Live, I'm hoping, and this is,
That's soda or something.
yeah, this is just a soda spill. Facebook Live, I'm hoping that they did not have our brother walk himself all the way down to the ambulance. And it looks like that. More blood splotches on the ground here, but we're on the 4th floor of the south side at Lamar. And we have Kayla walking us through what she found, because she's just trying to figure out what was going on, because she lives here. And we do still see the blood splotches. They go lead all the way down to the garage, as Kayla is saying.
Like it's just little bits.
Yeah, like we do. Just to let you know, we're seeing blood splotches. It may not look like it, but we're seeing blood splotches in the hallway. Okay, which looks like he walked himself down, or they had him walk. Here's another. This is fresh blood. It's fresh. It's not old. It still has it still looks red. So as I'm walking and talking with you, just letting you know that we are seeing seeing a visible trail of blood. We don't know where he was shot. And this is in front of this apartment. We do know how the doors are made. So Kayla, I'm gonna have her show us how she would have entered. She'll show us the key again and then show us how that works on a door. And she will. Still blood splotches. So we want to get the full story. We want to make sure that the truth is told. We don't want to hear that he was wheeled down on a stretcher, because that's not what the evidence is saying. We do know that he passed away. We know that the cop made entrance into his residence. We know that she's saying that she was drunk. We know that we have a state trooper that gave a testimony, a statement that says that she was not on duty. So she was coming home drunk. She entered his apartment. And these are the south side of Lamar Flats, 1210 South Lamar. Very urban area. And here's another blood spot we see here. So it looks like he walked himself. He walked the whole way. Do you understand what we're saying? He walked the whole way after he was shot. He walked the entire way. There are drips leading all the way down to the garage. And Kayla said that's not the fastest way down here.
At all. I don't know why you would do that.
So why he would walk himself all the way down, why they wouldn't bring a stretcher up for him, we do know that he died. He died at the hospital. He did not make it. We don't know where he was shot. We don't know how many times he was shot. We're waiting on that information to come in. When we arrived on the scene, there were news reporters here in the front. So there were news reporters in the front. We are telling the story of the 26-year-old man, Brother Sham, that was actually murdered last night by DPD. So I'm at his apartment complex showing you the area in which, so I'm not seeing any blood drops anymore. So I'm thinking, Kayla, that we've passed the apartment that was his. Oh, here's one?
Because when I came home last night, there was a house on this side of the apartment building.
Blood drop. So it looks like after he was shot, he was made to walk. Come on, DPD, you're gonna have to come up with the truth on this one.
A better story.
Yeah.
That's a better story.
That's not gonna, here's another blood drop. So he was made, these blood drops have led all the way down to the garage.
But it's a big building. You walk that far.
And Kayla is a resident here. She was kind enough to buzz me in and let me walk around and kind of explain some things to me. Kayla, while we're in the light, go ahead and show your key again, because we want to, the officer said that the key, well, the statement said that the key was in the lock when they arrived. This is what the key looks like, and Kayla said that it's an electronic key, so it will fit into any lock, but it won't turn and open the door. So either the door was open already, or something happened. Maybe she kicked the door in or whatever. Or maybe he heard someone jingling the key and he came to the door. But again, another blood spot. So do you see, I don't know how many people have been on this live with me, but I mean, we've walked all the way from the garage up 4 flights of stairs.
But that's the longest way to get downstairs.
Right, and that she's saying that there's a quicker way to get down the stairs than to actually walk all the way down. You guys have elevators, right? Right, so there are elevators available, but we don't have a blood trail to the elevators. We have a blood trail leading from the 4th floor, 3rd floor, 2nd floor, 1st floor garage. That's where the blood trail leads. So just kind of want to let you guys know what happened last night. A young man, 26-year-old, was killed. This is the door.
I don't know.
This looks like the door.
That's not an apartment though.
Wait a minute. So you have a blood spot
This
here.
is like a storage room.
Okay, so this is a storage room. So you all, let me correct that. That is not the door. That is a storage room, but there is a blood drop here. There's a blood drop here. Here's another here. So we do know, we do see his trail that he was walking. We do see drops. We see these drops. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to follow Kayla.
It might be this one here, because there's some right here, but.
So here, this is where we have the blood drop. Not sure if this is the apartment, but we do have scuff marks at the bottom of the door, and even here at the top of the door. Look at there, we got a dangling, Kayla,
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, I don't see any blood this way.
We have a broken lock. We have a broken lock here. So, looks like, yeah, she stuck her key in. Kayla, show us your key again. Put it in the frame so you can see it. So it's an electronic key. It sticks in. If it belongs to the apartment, it will open the apartment. If it doesn't, it will not open the apartment. So it looks like there are scratches around here. I'm just going to show you what I see. And it looks like that's a dangling piece. That's a broken piece hanging off that. Y'all share this Facebook Live, because if you don't, I have a feeling this video is going to be deleted, because this is video that the DPD doesn't expect us to follow up on. So we actually found the apartment that brother, yeah, we were trying to figure out what apartment it was. It was this one right here. Okay. You knew him? Can we get you to talk about him? No, you don't want to? Oh, okay. Well, all right. So this is the apartment. I'm sorry, you guys. It was the wrong apartment. This is the apartment that he was in. So we have a okay. So he's gone now. He's lying. This is the apartment. This is the apartment because it has the broken lock. He didn't want to come on camera. It might have been a relative or something coming out of the guy's apartment. Okay. So I'm gonna go off live here and just finish this. I really don't feel good, y'all. I'm just feeling some type of way right now.